She had already achieved her goal of getting $40 million from him. By the end of their marriage, it was clear that Ben had completely grown tired of everything.
Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck just took a major hit, and it's messy. The Hollywood power couple is relisting their massive Beverly Hills estate, but here's the kicker. They had to slash the price by a jaw-dropping $16 million. That's not just a discount, that's a desperation move. At first, the property was flexing on the market for a wild $68 million, but nobody bit. Now, they're trying again at $52 million, and the whole situation is turning into a showdown between the two of them. Insiders claim Ben has been eager to offload the place, pushing hard to drop the price and move on fast. Meanwhile, Jennifer reportedly wasn't having it, clinging to that original $68 million tag like it was set in stone. This clash between them says a lot. Ben playing the realist while J.Lo digs in her heels, refusing to budge. For a couple always trying to look flawless in the spotlight, this price cut screams trouble. Here's the wild part. Ben and J.Lo didn't just buy a mansion. They went all in with a $20 million mortgage on top of the nearly $61 million they dropped back in May 2023. This place isn't your regular celebrity crib either. It's a 12-bedroom, 24-bathroom palace, basically a mini hotel with a Hollywood zip code. That's the type of property where even the toilets probably have their own staff. And here's where the drama really heats up. Insiders say Jennifer allegedly poured in a fortune to glam the place up after they bought it. We're talking custom decor, lavish furniture, probably imported marble flown in from Italy, and those personal touches that scream diva style. That's why, according to whispers, she's been digging her heels in about lowering the price, because in her mind, every chandelier and silk drape boosted the home's value. Meanwhile, Ben, he's just trying to cut losses and walk away before this turns into a financial sinkhole. Now, let's be real. This is a massive loss no matter how rich they are. Sure, both of them have deep pockets, but slashing millions off a property isn't just pocket change. Suddenly, it makes sense why J.Lo's been hustling harder than ever. Las Vegas residencies, non-stop projects, appearances left and right. People are starting to joke that she's moving like rent is due. And honestly, with a $20 million mortgage hanging over their heads, it kind of is. And don't forget, this isn't old money wealth we're talking about. It's new rich vibes. Old money families sit back on inherited estates and sip champagne while their wealth multiplies quietly. But the new rich, they're out here grinding, stacking, and risking it all on flashy mansions and bigger-than-life lifestyles. And when the market doesn't play along, well, you get J.Lo fighting to hold on to that $68 million dream while Ben's like, let's just sell already. The tension between them is clear, and the house is starting to look less like a dream home and more like a giant money pit. Here's the thing about money, there's levels to it. Old money moves quiet, they don't need to flex because everyone already knows they're sitting on generations of wealth. But new money? Oh, they need the world to see it. They've got to make a statement like, look at me, I'm on top, you're beneath me, darling. That's the energy people are saying J.Lo is giving right now, and honestly, it's coming off kind of embarrassing. Take this Beverly Hills palace, for example. Rumor has it Ben never even wanted it. Sources say he was pushing for something way more low-key, a cozy family home, a place that actually felt warm, especially with the kids nearly grown and getting ready to fly the nest. He was thinking practical, thinking future, thinking comfort. But Jennifer, allegedly, she had her heart set on this $60 million monster estate with 24 bathrooms like it was a Vegas resort. That right there is peak new money behavior, chasing a status symbol instead of a home. And let's be real, what family on this earth needs 24 bathrooms? Unless you're running a theme park out of your backyard, that's just over the top. People are joking like, girl, even if your stomach's acting up, you don't need a bathroom every 10 feet. It's not luxury anymore, it's excess, and it makes the whole situation look ridiculous. This house isn't just about bricks and marble, it's a symbol of a clash between two very different lifestyles. Ben wanted homey, Jennifer wanted palatial, And in the end, they're stuck with a money pit that screams new money extravagance rather than timeless old money elegance. See, this is the part that really blows my mind. They're out here chopping the price of this mega mansion, acting shocked it won't sell, while the rest of the world is struggling just to buy eggs. Eggs, girl! Do you see the disconnect? Regular folks are debating whether to splurge on name brand cereal, and J-Lo is crying over a $60 million palace not moving fast enough. Of course the price had to drop. And honestly, if nobody bites, it'll keep dropping lower and lower until someone finally snatches it up as a bargain trophy. And let me tell you, I've crossed paths with people who have real money in my life. Not flashy, new money, Hollywood cash. I'm talking families who are practically dynasties. I even know an actual billionaire family, yes, with a B. We're talking private jets, estates around the world, and accounts stacked higher than you can imagine. But here's the kicker. They're some of the most grounded, down-to-earth people you'll ever meet. Why? Because wealth is their normal. They don't need to scream it from the rooftops. They don't need 24 bathrooms just to prove they're rich. This is where the difference between old money and new money slaps you in the face. Old money already has the legacy, the history, the quiet confidence. They'll have a big house, sure, but it's practical for their family. It makes sense. They aren't building homes that look like luxury shopping malls. Meanwhile, J-Lo's over here with this oversized estate trying to flex when really it just comes across as unnecessary and honestly, kind of desperate. That's the embarrassing part, when the real elite don't even feel the need to go that far, but Hollywood stars are out here sinking fortunes into homes that feel more like monuments to ego than places to actually live. You know what always gets me? When I'm around people who actually have generational wealth, they don't flaunt it the way Hollywood stars do. They live so effortlessly, so relaxed. I've been to dinners with families who could buy entire blocks of real estate without blinking, and you'd never know it. They're not dripping in designer labels head to toe or bragging about square footage. They're just chill, eating their meals, laughing, shopping at Trader Joe's like the rest of us. And the crazy part, they could walk into that store and buy the whole shelf if they wanted, and it wouldn't even make a dent. That's old money energy, secure, grounded, no need to prove anything. And that's exactly why J-Lo's obsession with extravagance feels so out of touch. According to insiders, Ben was pleading for something simple, something warm, a real family home where life could feel normal. But Bennifer allegedly had her heart locked on opulence. The bigger, the shinier, the more dramatic, the better. It's like she wasn't just buying a house, she was buying a castle to show the world how high she climbed. That clash of values? It's the kind of thing that can break a couple apart from the inside out. Now, I'm not sitting in their living room, so I can't swear on the details, but reports at the time were clear. Rumor after rumor said Ben never wanted this sprawling estate. He wanted a place where his kids could come home, where family memories could be built, a cozy nest. And Bennifer, she wanted marble staircases and bathrooms you could get lost in. That difference isn't just about taste, it's about lifestyle, identity, even pride. And honestly, looking at how this whole mansion mess has played out, I wouldn't be surprised if this house wasn't just a financial burden, but also a turning point in their relationship, a 24-bathroom monument to how two people can want completely different lives under the same roof. Let's keep it real. Ben came from a world where home meant cozy spaces, family vibes, and comfort first. Just look at Jennifer Garner's place. It was warm, grounded, the kind of house where kids could run around, friends could come over, and nobody cared if the furniture wasn't gold-plated. Now compare that to J-Lo's taste. She wanted the mega mansion with a 17-car garage, fountains out front, a fleet of swimming pools, and rooms that feel more like museum exhibits than actual living spaces. That's not just a house, that's a lifestyle statement. And here's the problem. If that's not your vibe, it's nearly impossible to sync up with someone who lives for that kind of spectacle. Ben was craving a real home, while Bennifer seemed determined to project elegance, glamour, and luxury at every turn. And let's be honest, when you're living to create a narrative that fits the public's idea of fabulous instead of just living for yourself, it's exhausting. That's not happiness, that's performance, and performance in your own house, that's sad. I felt that pressure myself, even if on a much smaller scale. Growing up, I constantly thought about how to fit in, what to wear, what to say, how to impress. Let me give you a quick story time. When I was way too young to even be dating, I ended up with this older guy who had his life together. On paper, he was everything, but the reality, we were nothing alike. I found myself bending over backwards to impress him and honestly embarrassing myself in the process. I'd exaggerate stories, pretend to like things I didn't, and even pressure the people around me to act differently just so his friends would think I was cool. I wasn't living as me, I was living as some fake version of myself to win approval, and it ate away at me. Looking back now, it's clear that's exactly the trap J-Lo seems caught in, always trying to maintain this image of perfection, elegance, and extravagance, even if it costs her peace, relationships, and authenticity. And that's the part that stings the most, because when your house, your life, your marriage all become tools for impressing strangers, are you really living? Or are you just performing for an audience that doesn't even care? Looking back, I realized how wild it was. How much I used to bend myself out of shape just to impress people who, in the end, didn't even matter. And let me tell you, that's the biggest lesson. You don't need to perform for anyone. Sure, if you're heading into a job interview or some business meeting, of course you dress sharp and put your best self forward. That's about professionalism. But living above your means just to create some fake image for strangers, that's not impressive. That's tragic. And nowhere do you see this play out more than in Los Angeles. The city is crawling with people trying to look rich while secretly drowning in debt. I've seen folks crammed into tiny studio apartments or splitting rent with 6 roommates just so they can lease a Tesla and flex on Instagram. Like, girl, what's the point of driving a luxury car when you're eating ramen noodles every night because the payment ate up your whole check? That's not success, that's delusion. That's why I had to check myself. I stopped chasing approval and started living for me. These days, I surround myself with amazing friends, people I adore, some who are far more successful, more connected, more Hollywood than I'll ever be. And you know what? I'm good with that because I don't have to fake anything with them. I don't have to put on a show. I learned the hard way that pretending only leads to pain. I remember those times I lied, exaggerated, tried to craft some version of myself that wasn't real. It always backfired. I ended up exposed, embarrassed, and drained because when you live above your means, eventually the truth catches up and it drags you under like quicksand. I nearly drowned in that lifestyle of performance, and crawling out of it taught me the best truth. Authenticity feels better than any mansion, any car, any designer label. And maybe, just maybe, that's the lesson J-Lo hasn't learned yet. Because when everything becomes about appearances, the reality is you're only fooling yourself. At the end of the day, it just feels sad if the rumors are true, that Jennifer Lopez picked the path of glamour, opulence, and showing off, instead of meeting Ben halfway and choosing a life that was simpler, but probably more real. That's the heartbreaking part. Instead of focusing on love and comfort, it looks like she chased the sparkle, the headlines, and the bragging rights. And for what? A $60 million fortress that feels more like a museum than a home. Because let me be straight with you, I don't care how much money I had at that stage in life, I would never pick some oversized 24-bathroom estate over a gorgeous, cozy Brentwood house. You can still have elegance without drowning in excess. Big doesn't always mean better, and luxury doesn't always mean happiness. Sometimes home is just about being warm at night, cuddled up, laughing with your partner, way better than walking through endless empty halls wondering why the silence echoes so loud. Can you imagine the reality of that mansion? All those rooms nobody even steps into, bathrooms you forget even exist, and the stress of keeping it all sparkling clean. That's not a dream, it's a chore. I'd rather live somewhere modest, comfortable, and filled with love than spend my nights wandering a cold palace with nothing but Clorox wipes and a feather duster for company. So here's my take. Money can buy mansions, sure, but it can't buy peace. It can't buy intimacy. And if you're picking mansions over meaningful connections, you're only impressing outsiders while you're left feeling empty on the inside. What do you guys think? Would you rather chase status in a giant house or choose warmth and realness in a smaller but meaningful space? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious if you'd pick cozy love over hollow luxury.